What's up guys, Shevon here, back with another video, and today we're going to be doing something very different. We're going to be talking about 10 reasons why Android is better than iPhone at this point. Now, you guys might be spamming the comments like, Shevon, why are you hating on iPhone, why are you hating on Android? Don't worry guys, I will do another video tomorrow or next 2 days on why iOS is better than Android. But let's start off with the first thing, and the first thing is of course innovation. Now, Android has been innovating for over years. They've innovated things that iPhone later on get even 6 years after. First, like wireless charging. If you don't remember the Palm that had wireless charging years ago, about 8 years ago, iPhone is just supposedly getting wireless charging. Next up, we have modularity. For example, my motor mod right here, I could easily snap things onto it just like that. If I want more, I have a lot of cases I could just snap on with the motor mods. Even if I wanted to snap on a Bluetooth speaker, no problem, I could snap that on just like that. So when it comes on to innovation and new ideas, it's all with Android. For example, the LG G6, the newest phone that came out with another display, and that was the way how it all started. Then SA got it, still Android, and now iPhone is supposedly getting all these new stuff. So when it comes on to innovation and bringing out new features fastest, Android is way better than iOS. Next up guys, we have customizability. So I don't know if I said that right. Customizability, customize. Anyways, we'll be able to customize our Android phones very easily without have to be doing jailbreaks and everything. All we need to do is just download apps on our phones, and we could easily customize it just the way we like it. We could move applications anywhere on the screen that will feel like we're not locked down. Just like iOS, you can't move apps anywhere you feel like. You can't change up anything in the settings. You can't change how everything looks. So with Android, we've been given the freedom and the luxury to change how our devices look. We could customize it to our likings, and hence being able to have a unique device. Now when it comes on to iOS, on the other side, customizability is really scarce. The only thing we could customize is the control center in iOS 11, and that's about it. We can't really customize anything on our iPhones. Only thing we can do is customize the hardware, maybe get the skin from Dbrand, skin from SlickWrap. That's the only thing we can do when it comes on to customizability. Or we could jailbreak, but jailbreaking is on another level. It's not available for all devices, and it's sometimes very hard to understand. So when it comes on to customizing your phone, Android is way better than the iPhone. Next thing guys is Android has a headphone jack. Now this might be somewhat of 50-50 because Android is leaning towards no headphone jacks now. All the latest phones like the Pixel 2 and the Moto Z2 Force doesn't have a headphone jack, but as you can see right here, this phone has a headphone jack, and it's really convenient because we'll be able to use our older headphones with new devices. With iPhone, you have to use an adapter. You can't listen to music while charging, but headphone jacks are really convenient, and I don't think there's a need to remove the headphone jacks at this very moment. So definitely, if you miss your headphone jack, you'll need an Android phone. The fourth reason why Android is better than iPhone is that you have many more hardware options. With iOS, it's just the iPhone, and the iPhone. With Android, you have the LG, you have the Google Pixel, you have the Samsung Galaxy S8, you have Motorola. You have a lot of devices you could choose from, and this is very good because you can also choose from a variety of different prices as well. With iPhone, you're slapped with a standard price. It doesn't matter the quality of the phone or anything, that would be the price. But when it comes on to Android, you could get a better value for your money because you could shop around and see which features you want, which features you don't want. But with iPhone, they don't ask you what you want, they just give you, and you have to pay straight up for that. So that's one of the reasons why Android is better than iPhone, because you could shop around, find what meets your pocket needs, and definitely get the right phone at the right price. So you have a variety of hardware choices. Another thing that Android does better than iPhone is having a better file management system. And this is one of the most important things when it comes down to phones. You need to organize your files, you need to locate your files, you need to transfer files, you need to store files, and the file manager on Android is way more better and easier to understand than on iOS. Now, Apple just released an application called Files. It's nowhere in comparison to what Android offers with their file management system. Hopefully iPhone does a better job when it comes down to their file managing applications. Even apps on the App Store does a way better job when it comes down to file managing on iOS. And the best thing we could get to compare with Android file managing is this app called Filesa, which is on the Cydia App Store. So in order to get that, you'll need to jailbreak, then you'll need to download it, and then you'll have that compared, stacked up, the same similarities as the one that Android offers on their platform. So when it comes down to managing your files on your device, Android does it way better than the iPhone. Now, another interesting feature that Android has that I didn't know I would exactly love at this point, and it's called a back button. I know, guys, it sounds crazy, but the back button is really convenient. So I've been using this phone for over 2 to 3 weeks now, and the back button has done me wonders. I didn't know how much I miss it. When I moved back over to the iPhone, I keep swiping thinking I have a back button, but it's just the home button. The back button is really convenient and it gets productivity out the roof. So definitely the back button is very important, and I think it has an edge over iOS because iOS doesn't have a back button. I know it sounds silly, but when you use this back button, guys, you're definitely gonna love it. And I think that's one of the main reasons why Android is better than iOS. Now, in the 7th spot, guys, we have split screen. Now, it's only available for iPads on iOS, but we're talking about why Android is better than an iPhone. With Android, you could definitely use split screen, and this is a full-fledged split screen experience. With using split screen, you could open Twitter, you could open your messages, you could watch YouTube videos, you could watch anything you want and have another application open at the same time running on your device, which is very convenient. You could also play around with the field of view when it comes on to split screen mode, and that's something iPhone is lacking. And if you're very productive and you love to keep up with news, you want to tweet, you want to do multiple things at once, you'll definitely need an Android device because iPhones are not yet at that stage. Now, notifications on iPhone has came a long way. They're trying to perfect it, but nothing can compare to the notification widgets on Android. Android has one of the best notification organization systems I've ever seen on a smartphone, and it just can't compare to iOS. iOS is very bad. When it comes down to organizing, you can find a lot of things in the notification widget on Android. For example, you could even see thumbnails of notifications, you could swipe, all of them are just very well organized, and definitely one of the main reasons why I think Android's notification system is better than the iPhones. Even like Spotify would show up in your notification panel. You could even skip songs within your notification panel. You could find a lot of cool features in the notification panel on Android, and it's just way more organized. Everything is, for example, you get a YouTube notification, they're all stacked with each other. You could press show more to see more, and the icons looks lovely on Android, and it's just better than iOS in my opinion. So when it comes down to notification and going through the notification, the organization of these notifications, Android does it way better than iOS. Another big ball player when it comes on to Android being better than iOS is a SD card slot. Now, this is one of like the most efficient thing that Android does better than iPhone. You could buy a cheaper Android phone and then just seriously like bump up it with an SD card to get more storage. And also, everyone has an SD card lying around, so you don't have to waste money to buy a 128 gigs, which cost an arm and a leg. You could just buy, for example, a 32 gig phone and slap a 64 gigs inside of it, and you're good to go. And the cool thing about this is that you could easily pop out your SD card, put it in your laptop, transfer files, slap it back in your phone, and you're good to go. With iPhone, you have to use a USB cable, you have to install iTunes, transfer files. When your storage gets full, You can't do anything. You have to buy iCloud storage, and iCloud storage is way expensive on iPhone. For example, you get 5 gigs free of iCloud storage. That fills up within 2 seconds of backing up your device. With Android, you get 50 gigs of cloud storage free, 50 gigabytes free. Plus, you could insert the SD card. Come on now, Apple. Storage is way better on Android than on iPhone. Last but not least, this is somewhat 50-50, but when it comes on to virtual assistants, I think that the Google Assistant is way better than Siri. Now, as I said before, it could be 50-50 depending on what you're looking for, but when it comes on to talking to your virtual assistants, getting ideas, getting information, having a one-on-one conversation with your phone, it's definitely gonna be Google Assistant. When it comes on to Siri, it's like it's just pulling up stuff from database. It sounds like a robot, and it's just not like having a friendly conversation. When it comes on to Google Assistant, you could ask it a bunch of questions and it will talk to you just like it's your friend. And it also gives information, which is the most important part. Now, as I said before, stick around for reasons why iPhones are better than Android. It will be coming up in the next 2 to 3 days. And always, guys, let me know what you think about all of these features. Does these features make Android better than iOS? I think so. That's my opinion. Let me know what you think down below. And always, guys, love, peace, and tweaks. Signing out.